Hi, folks. Welcome to another 10 Talk. I'm excited. Jennifer Lieben is joining us again today. If you haven't seen her 10 Talks and her other videos, be sure and find those. But she's going to talk to us about another technology tool, one that probably we're more familiar with, Google Slides, perhaps, because it's similar to PowerPoint, but it has some things you can really do. And Jennifer's going to talk about some unique uses of it. Jennifer is a visual arts and technology teacher in the middle school. She has many years of experience there. She's now a media library specialist in an elementary school. She is also a finalist for Illinois 2020 Teacher of the Year. So we're excited, Jennifer. My name's Nancy Latham. I'm from the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. So I don't know, teachers, grab your coffee and I'm excited about this one, Jennifer, because you know I'm a recent Google Slide convert. So tell me what I don't know.
For sure. Hopefully I can show you something new. There's so much stuff out there. I'm actually going to limit myself to a couple little nifty uses of this. So yeah, a lot of people, if you're coming from the Microsoft world, you're thinking it's like the Google version of PowerPoint, but there's like so much more you can do with it. In my opinion, but so a couple things I'm going to show you is one is how I create eBooks using Google Slides. And another way I'm going to show you is how I use Google Slides to kind of organize my online learning for students and kind of chunk my curriculum into like weekly agendas. So that's one of the things. There are so many other things you can do with Google Slides though. I've seen some amazing examples of like interactive notebooks and having students like with their own sets of slides and like kind of drag and drop sort of activities and things that are amazing. So there's so much that I know I won't have time for, but I want to talk about how cool it is. So yeah, I'm going to go in and share my screen and show you just a couple of my favorite things here. Let's pull that up. All right, we good?
We're good.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to start by actually just opening up an example of a Google slide deck that I have that I published to the web. So that's one thing, is that when you have a Google slide, deck, you can go to file and you can do publish to the web, and then it makes it like a public website. So that's one of the things that I do with a lot of my like unit projects, because then it's like this accessible link that students can get to from anytime, anywhere, if it's just something that they need to kind of like view only, if it's like instructions. So this is a scratch unit that I do with my 7th graders, where they would create these like mini games, these interactive games. And one of the things I do is when I publish my instructions, I also create like a bit.ly for it. So that's something that I do quite a bit too, and I put that on there mostly so I don't forget it. But when you click through it, the very first slide after the title slide is a table of contents. And the idea here is that my students can go to exactly what they need without having to like click through everything. They can go to just what they know. So if they're like, well, I need to get to the rubric, I've seen this before, I forgot what the requirements are, they can click on the must-dos and the can-dos, and they can get right to the list of the required items. You can click the little Super Mario question mark to get right back to the table of contents. So I like using slides in like that non-linear fashion where you link slides to other slides. So that's relatively easy to do. So if you say I have a bunch of slides here, and we'll call this one hello, and then we're going to take this first slide and we want to put in a link to hello. I can grab this and highlight it. I can click to create a link, and then I can actually go to slides in this presentation, and I can link this text right here to slide number 3 that says hello. So that's what I do when I'm creating those eBooks. So when a student clicks on that, it's going to take them to slide number 3. So that's how I kind of jump around. I've also seen like choose your own adventure games kind of done with this sort of method. So you can still navigate through this in a linear fashion too. So the first time maybe I introduce a project and we're having the overview, we might go over this in class. Also, my links are active too. So that's what's kind of nice about it. So when it says choose your game style, they can click on this link and it takes them to another presentation that I had that had instructions on like how to try out the different kinds of games before they decide what kind of game they want to make. So I can link to like other resources then. Another thing that I do is, let's find if this one has, this is like a help page that they have. So what I did was I will link to, maybe in this case, a resource in Google Applied Digital Skills, because that's one of their projects. So this is the directions in that particular project. Sometimes I will go in and do, so it says remove an image background. This takes you to Remove BG, which is a website for removing image backgrounds if they need to do that. I also have a page then that takes to like examples of games that I've made. And I even have a little embedded link to how to set up Screencastify, because the way my students turn in their Scratch game is that they create a screencast of them playing their game, and they kind of walk me through it. And they say, you know, in this game, you have to collect all the coins to get to the end, you know, and that sort of thing. So that's how they then demonstrate. So it's a lot of like using tech within tech and kind of app smashing. In remote learning, I kind of have to do it that way. In person, we usually have a whole day that we call arcade day, and we go around the room and we play each other's games, and it's really fun. But in lieu of that, during remote learning, we use this screencasting method to kind of capture our work instead.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's the first item that I do with Google Slides, is I like to kind of create this to kind of get the whole unit together, but then we can reference it in smaller pieces. You can actually link out to specific slides within your deck. I did that when I created this. This is my weekly schedule for remote learning. So you can see this was the week of April 20th through 24th, and this was my 7th grade tech class. So what I did was, this is again linked out to different slides. So this is like the main page, the landing page, and then you could go specifically to Monday's info, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We had Friday remote planning days. Oh no, I just flipped all the way through. So when you would go to the announcement page, this is where I would create a video, that's me with my dog, just talking to the students about the week and what would go on and stuff I wanted them to do. Or I would go over what had happened the week before, things that I noticed that were good or not good. And I did weird things like, this one has my dog in it, or this one, you know, you're sitting outside, or something different, just to give them something different to look forward to. But then each individual day had the daily activity, had the link. This particular week was Internet Safety Week. So they did this phishing quiz with Google. And then on the side, I was able to put information for where students could get additional help. They had different avenues that they could use in order, if they needed, you know, me for anything. So it was nice because I was able to keep that format the same for each day, but just change the content in the middle there. So that was neat. And then you could just go back to home and then go to that weekly schedule. Now, this is not
that way.
Yeah, this is not my design. I cannot take credit for it. You'll notice in the corner, this says slidesmania.com. So this is the other big secret for Google Slide. And this is linked in our 10 links here for this talk. Slidesmania.com is amazing because she makes, because it's one woman that does this, she makes all of these designs. Like this one's a file cabinet for Google Slides. She also has them available for PowerPoint. So if you're in love with your PowerPoint, you got that too. She did one that's a digital notebook that has like tabs that you can click to and go to different things that you do, like teacher planners. So like they've really taken this up a notch to go in here. But what's kind of fun, here's my little claim to fame. If you search, so this is gonna be like a little personal shout out here. If you search my name, you will find this one called Doodles that I actually collaborated with, and those are my drawings, so yay.
So these are, how do you get to you just go to
Slidesmania.com.
Slidesmania, okay. And is it free?
This is free. And then you just go to download PowerPoint template or get Google Slides theme. And when you click on it, it will prompt you to, oh no, this one has an error. Usually you click use template and then it comes up. We'll have to find out. That was my design. Yeah, so usually you say use template and then it opens up and makes a copy. There we go.
Then you can do you can
yeah.
personalize it.
So
okay.
now this is my copy of the slide deck, and you can go in and customize, you can delete slides, but they give you like one of each different topic, you know, add a title here, go in and they'll show like if you want to do a timeline. They kind of have these like sample items here, and then even like little icons you can grab, which was actually created by another educator, Omar Lopez. So it was kind of fun. Like we both got to use our artwork in here. But yeah, it's really fun. Anytime I see somebody on Twitter and they post something they've done and they use it, and I'm like, that's my slide deck, oh my gosh. So I get like really excited.
Well, and these are so educator friendly. I mean, I've seen different things that you can subscribe to, and there's actually a pretty hefty cost, but you know, usually 75% of that's very businessy. So
Yeah.
Opposed to, yeah.
100% free. I love Slidesmania so much. It's like the latest little known secret that you can use. And there's so much out there. So you can search by like topics. So if you're like, you know, there's a theme that's specific to like
wow.
stuff, or there's one that's, you know, you search like science or math or, you know, whatever you need. And she adds more all the time. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, everybody check that out. We'll put the link. I love using, and I'm a Google Slides convert, but I use it as a landing page in my learning management system. I was telling you, and the thing I love about it is if I make any changes, I just make it in my Google Slide, even Google Slides connecting to Google Slides, like you were showing, where you hyperlink, but I just make the change the one place, and it makes it in my main landing slide. It makes it on my site. I don't have to go in and have, you know, and I really love it for that. Thank you, Jennifer. We will put links to everything you've referenced, Screencastify, Slidemania, all those things. So look for the top 10 list. Thanks, folks.
Thank you.